Hi, American people! This is your Madam President here speaking. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try my woman voice. What can I say? Oh, Donald! I won the popular vote. All right, so that's my Hillary Clinton mask. Um, so Hillary, thank you for joining us today. We have a couple more guests. We have some guest speakers today. This one I'm not going to put on my head because I do not want to get in trouble, but I think I have a voice here. So this is President Obama. Hello, American people. Looking for hope and change. So that's a good voice, huh? So I got a good impression of President Obama. And we have another guest today. This is, would this be president-elect or not a president-elect? This is in candidate. So we have candidate Joe Biden, right? So candidate Joe, would you like to say anything? I'd like to thank you for inviting me on the line here today, Tim Sykes. Oh, no, Joe, I'm not Tim. No, I'm not Tim Sykes. Oh, I'm very sorry. Sorry about that, Ross. Oh, no, I'm not Ross either. You're thinking of Ross of Warrior Trading. No, I'm Lucian with the Bullish Bears. Sorry about that. All right, Joe. You have a great day, buddy. I can't do I can't do a Biden voice. We do have my Bernie still kicking around here. I'm tired of all the millionaires and the billionaires. That's my good Bernie voice. And then we've got President Trump over here. Wrong. We're going to have a big bounce back. All right, that's what I got for you guys today. I'm going to keep it. Just going to keep my bouts of silliness very small, right? We're going to go right into charts. We're going to talk about charts because I want to keep my professionalism up high because as I told you, there was a troll that likes to follow us that says, Rose has more professionalism in her pinky than I do in my entire body. Guys, I'm sorry. I can't get over that one. That is such an amazing comment. She is amazing. We love Rose. All right, guys. So, Nikki Haley, huh? Maybe I could get a Nikki Haley one. I'll have to check and see. All right, so let's build the watch list for tomorrow. Guys, got to watch these trend lines here. Got the SPY pulled up, and you guys can see buyers came in right here at support level. Now you have some of this resistance up in here, so we got to watch and see if it's going to do a double top failure or if it's going to kind of do a cup and handle. Watch and see if it'll pull back and continue up. That's an hourly chart. Let's look at a daily chart. That puts us right... of course, my mouse. So right in here, want to look at that, right at that 20 EMA. All right, guys, if it can get above that 20 EMA and continue up, that might be a decent sign. So we'll have to watch and see. It's got to get right above that area there. So we'll have to see. You joined because of Rose. A lot of people do. Rose is amazing. She is absolutely awesome. So, all right. So let's get going here and build the watch list for tomorrow. All right. So we have some bullishness, which is always nice to see. Again, we got to see if price can get above and continue upwards. So it might be nice to potentially see some ones like right off the bat. We might have one to put on the watch list. It's a little bit overextended, but I like to see them when it gets above the moving average lines and continue up. Amity says, now the bonus of SIG and you. SIG is incredible. Creed is incredible. Angel's incredible. We have lots of good people, guys. If you guys have been following us for any length of time, we basically just created the community and just, SIG, Creed, and Rose all came from in our community, so we just kind of built this thing. And as we continue to grow, we have them on, they didn't, me, Tim, and Dan are the owners. Angel was a friend of mine and she came on And so I knew her obviously a little bit beforehand, but Creed, Rose, and Sig, just all with just as we grow, they keep growing along with us. So we are super, super thankful. All right. So BBX, let's take a look at this one. So it's a little bit overextended on the hourly. I'd like to see it pull back a little bit. I might put this one on. We'll see. Thank you, Amity. Appreciate it. We'll take a look in the end. I try to keep it to about 5 or 6 on the day trade watch list, so we'll see what pops up, and then we'll go through it at the end. I try to avoid ones that are super overextended like that, unless there's really nothing to look at. I avoid these ones that kind of pump up and come back down. I like to see stuff like this, right? Like kind of stuff that's nearer to the moving average lines and catch it before it breaks out or as it pulls back down for another potential breakout. When it gets like this, I try to avoid them. Or when they're kind of caught between the moving average lines too. I usually try to avoid those as well too. Now this could be a possible double bottom, but it rejected right at that $5 range, so I'm not going to put that one on right now. Here we go. Lots of indecision. Take a look at the hourly on this one. This one may be setting up potentially. I might put that one. I'll come back and take a look at that one in the end. CNQ. So I'll kind of put them down here right now, and then I'll go and I'll weed them out afterwards if I don't like them. This may be V bottoming or a possible cup and handle. That one may be interesting. Let's take a look at the hourly. Possible cup and handle or inverse head and shoulders. So I'm going to put that one down as well. Looks like it might be a biotech. This one kind of has an inverse head and shoulders on the daily. Let's take a look at the hourly. I don't like that pattern there. I try to avoid these two guys. Sometimes I'll put them on, but I'm not a huge fan of like. I mean, this could pump up again too as well. Let me take a look at the hourly. Maybe, I try to avoid those ones. I like to see the really decent setups before they break out, if possible. Another healthcare stock. Looks like these healthcare stocks are moving. Guys, I'm going to put on my glove. If you guys notice, you guys can't normally see it. Let me see if I can find it. Where'd it go? Aha, there it is. So I have my glove. These are my, what do you call these? Copper gloves, right? For using my mouse all the time. My hands are just like really sore all the time. I actually have my elbow pads as well. I haven't been wearing those as much lately, but I've been doing lots of edits on the blog. So my right hand is just very kind of sore. So if you guys, I can give a shout out to Copper Heel Gloves. They are kind of lovely, except for I kind of ripped this one in the thumb area. So right here, there's a bit of a hole right in this spot, but I got to put my copper gloves on. Which one? Yep. Sometimes, so like some of these, like when they're caught between moving average lines or they have a lot of wicks and shadows, I try to avoid those. I try to find like stuff like this stuff I love, like, you know, kind of a flag bounce off here for a breakout. Or, you know, so something that's kind of away from there, or something like, let's say like this, I might put something like this on when it's far away from moving average lines, has a piercing pattern, and it's got some room to go up. So if something's falling and it has room showing a reversal back to the moving average lines, I like that. When something pulls back to the moving average lines and flags, I like that. I don't like putting stuff like this that's caught in the moving average lines or in here for you guys. So I want to clear kind of like ideally a breakout or room to move back up. Now, when the market's been kind of crazy the way it's been lately, sometimes that's very hard. So that's why you'll see, sometimes a couple days a week now, the watch lists aren't that great. They get funky because the patterns are just kind of all kind of caught in between like this, and that makes it very difficult. Yeah, the gloves actually kind of do help. I don't know if it's psychological or not. I do feel like it's a little bit tingling in the gloves, so I do feel like, I don't know if it actually does help or not, but psychologically, I think I like it. So like this, I don't know. So when I look at this and then I'll kind of go into the hourly and see. This one may be setting up. I'm going to pass on that one. But this one right here, if it can get above that 20 EMA, it might have some room to run. So you can see kind of a lot of these are still kind of caught between the moving average lines. Man, they're all seeming to be right there. Now that kind of has, like I said, kind of an inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern. This one I might like a little bit more because now it's right around that hourly. This one I might put on because I like when it gets now above kind of those moving average lines. So you see their cross on the hourly. This one might be setting up a little bit more. So I like that one a little bit better. So I'm probably going to put that one on. AMKR, but I'll do the alerts and stuff at the end. The Hillary mask. Hi, American people. I won the popular vote. All right. Some of my voices are just terrible, but it just is what it is. This one, maybe it's crossing the 13. So this is where I might look at, 813 up to potentially up to 884. That might be one to potentially look at because I like to give you guys some room, and you can see it might be pinching and kind of moving up. This one might have a little bit of a possible move as well. So we'll take a look at that one after ATNX. Let me try to find a couple smaller ones here. I try to make the watch list diverse for you guys, so some lower priced ones, some penny stocks, if possible. So we'll see if there's any smaller cap ones. Doug. I keep my political opinions to myself. Not a lot of great ones today, guys. This one may be interesting. Now it's in the gap, so I like stuff like this when it's in a gap, kind of moving up. I'd like to see if it goes and fills the gap. Although this chart's very funky looking. Oh, it's bare. Okay. Let's see. I might put that one on. It's right near that gap. I like seeing those, so we'll probably put that one. BAYRY. And that one kind of has a pennant pattern. That's intriguing. Let's look at the hourly. Don't like it on the hourly. And last one. All right, so let's weed it down. Let's take a look at these now. I'll do the alert levels. All right, so we'll see if price can continue above that 223. Got some resistance at that 50 SMA up there. There's a daily gap around that 276 to 295. Let's look at the hourly. So let's do this. A bit overextended on 1 hour. Watch if price can get above 200 SMA with gap between 276-ish to $3. All right. So a little bit overextended on the hourly right over here. Watch if price can get above the 200 SMA, which is that black line, with gap between 276 to $3, right up in here. So that's BBX. Do I think the after hours drop on Amazon is real? Let me see. Yeah, it's not looking so hot. They have some bad news. Let's look at the oh wow, just got a huge bounce right off that, huh? Let's take a 5 minute. Yikes, right back down on it, back up. Yeesh. It's a nice little drop. Have to watch and see, guys. Let's see what I mean, I'm still kind of shocked that, like I said, Trump said, this is going to continue for another month, and then we had a green day today, so who the heck knows, guys? You got to be very careful trading any of this stuff right now. That's why the watch lists kind of suck. You get, a lot of times, again, stock market will fall back down, get a bounce back up, then it'll fall back down again. That's a really big resistance level, that 20 EMA. So we'll have to watch and see. Oh, walk off threatened for PG or for Amazon? Or you want me to look up PG? Procter & Gamble. I'll look up some big ones after that. JNUG. Got to be careful holding these highly leveraged ETFs. But it may get a pop. I mean, it's really at a base right here. It's possible. Let's take a look at the hourly. Man, it got hammered, huh? I mean, it's got a lot of room to run, or a lot of move to. Got to be. I don't like stuff when it's like right down in here kind of areas. I like it when it's. Let's take a look at the daily again. I mean, it could be holding support. I like to see something a little bit more like this, but like as you can see, it's just. It may be doing an inverse head and shoulders, so it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Oh, Amazon has several sick workers. Crazy, guys. Very, very crazy. All right, so now we've got what is this one? CNQ. want to see if we can get above that 13 EMA. Then you have some resistance at that 20 EMA. Let's take a look at the hourly. So this right here, if might be doing kind of a cup and handle, a possible cup pattern. So if it can get above that 1136, you know, I'd watch some resistance right around that, you know, between $12 and the 200 SMA. It could double top as well. But that's why, again, you don't just take trades on these ones. These are just guides that you're supposed to look for. We do have real-time alerts that are totally different than these ones. So we have, you know, Tim and Sig and Dan do real-time trade alerts or stock alerts on, you know, much more highly liquid stocks. So you can check that out below. These ones right here, again, just because an alert flyers off doesn't mean you trade them. It looks like most of our alerts fired off today, but I didn't even look at those large caps. They probably sucked because I had them as bearish, so they probably dropped a little bit and then they popped probably up again. So we'll have to watch and see. I saw they triggered, but I'm kind of thinking they probably weren't great today because it looked like there were bearish setups going into today. That's where you got to be careful trading in these times, guys. You got to be very careful. You might have to do very short-term swing trades or day trading these because you just have no clue what's going to come out. Tomorrow might be an interesting day too because it sounded like Trump was going to give some guidelines on the extension. All right, Amity, have fun. I'll catch you later. Thanks for joining us. So it looks like he might be saying something tomorrow. So, I mean, guys, you got to think, right? If more of this stuff's going to keep coming out, obviously we haven't hit the peak levels with this whole virus, which means probably more bad stuff coming. If you have people out of work again until end of April, you know, even into May, all that stuff is going to basically talk, you know, unless you've got something else coming out, it's not good news for the markets with tons of people getting out of work, you know, being out of work and unemployed and bailouts. Is there going to be another round 2 of bailouts? So this is stuff you got to be very careful trading this stuff, guys. And we go over the stuff every day in our trade rooms too, and we have several different streamers like I was telling you guys, so they give you different looks at the market. So, you know, again, these ones right here are going to be more as a guide, you know, something to keep an eye on for you day traders. Just kind of keep this up on the side, and then you have trade ideas up in the morning, and we look at stuff in our trade rooms each day. And typically out of a watch list of 5 or 6, you have usually one that's really good, a second one that's decent, and then the rest are kind of duds, and then you'll find, you know, 1 or 2 might take 2 or 3 days before they launch. That's why you kind of input them into your brokerage account when they fire off, map out support and resistance. Sometimes they take a few days. So sometimes like this, a stock like this, maybe it might pull back for a couple days, right? And then form a cup and handle and then launch, right? So that's why don't delete these if you're not paying attention to them, because sometimes they take a few days, 2-3 days, and then they fire off. All right, so as I was saying, so watch if cup breaks out on 1 hour with resistance between 12 to 1264. Guys, I'm not going to lie. This is going to sound funny. I got to choose my words properly, but this mask that I got, this one has like a really... This one's fine. All my other ones are fine, but this one has a very... Like, I've washed this several times now, and it's got like a highly potent like plastic smell on it. So I'm not saying that you smell President Obama. I'm just saying your mask, it's very... It's like, it makes my head. So I'm only putting you over here because I get a little scared ordering things from these like my Hillary mask today. I made sure I washed her on the inside today because I didn't want to put her on my face and get the corona. My Trump and Bernie masks I've had for a little bit. They're fine. But we have Mr. Biden here today. Again, he thought I was Ross and Tim Sykes today. I mean, I'm not Ross and I'm not Tim Sykes, Joe. I'm Lucian. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll get the hang of that. Who knows? You might be confused. All right. So, all right. Next one we have AKBA. All right. So another kind of inverse head and shoulders or kind of cup and handle-ish pattern. Some resistance right around that 823. So watch and see. This one kind of has a bigger overall inverse head and shoulders. So let's take a look at the daily. That's addedly says, at least you ain't making fun of Trump only. No, I got to make fun of all of them because then you won't know, right? You won't know which one I like, right? And I'm not falling into the trap, guys. I got the President Obama one, but I got to be careful, right? Nowadays, I can't put that mask on. I'll get in trouble, right? If I put the President Obama mask on, I'm going to get in trouble, right? I can put the other ones on and be fine. But if I do that, people don't like that nowadays. You can get in big trouble. So I'm not going to fall into that trap. So none of you guys ask me to put that on. I don't want my hand slapped. All right. So 50 EMA or SMA right here. So watch if price, because it may be crossing over here on the daily. So watch if price. So watch if price can get above 50 SMA on daily and clear the 830s area. So right up in here, see if you can get above the 50 SMA and clear this 830s area. So we'll kind of watch and see if price can push up there. AMKR, kind of another one, this 860. Right here, kind of an inverse head and shoulders-ish. You got this 20 EMA right there on the daily. So another one, maybe right here, if it can get clear that 200 SMA and then clear 870s. Watch if price can get above 200 SMA on, I'll do my Bernie in a second. That's my best impression. I have to admit. Watch if price can get above 200 SMA on 1 hour with resistance around 870. All right. Bernie, do you want to talk at all? Where's Bernie? Oh, Hillary just fell down the stairs. Hello, Bernie. How's it going today? I am tired of all the millionaires and the billionaires. I want Medicare for all, especially now. All right. Well, thanks for your input, Bernie. I appreciate it. ATNX. Possibly crossing over and pinching on the 1 hour. See if that'll move up to that $9 resistance range. Kind of an inverse head and shoulders. Just these patterns really suck, but let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, right in here. So 814, that 20 EMA on the daily. Possible cup and handle-ish. So we'll see on that one. 13. Watch if price can get above 13 EMA on daily with resistance at 20 EMA. You like that? President Trump, what do you have to say today? I'm going to make a big, huge announcement today with the task force. It's going to be a huge bounce back. President Trump, what are you going to talk about tomorrow with, are we going to shut this country down forever? We're going to open up the country again? You are fake news. No, I was just asking a question, President Trump. I don't know what to say right now. All right. So BAYRY 1458. It's in the gap. See if it can go up into the gap around that 1550 range. So what is this one? Watch if price can continue up on daily and fill gap around 1550. I'm all confused. Isn't private insurance considered Obamacare? I think it's through Obamacare. So I have it and I pay for it, but I think it's on Obama. I don't know what you call it. I feel like, isn't all private insurance considered Obamacare? I have no clue. I get the thing when you I pay monthly way too much for it. It's ridiculous expensive. But so I don't know what you consider that. Is that called Obamacare? Or is it? I'm confused. All right, let's do some bigger ones. Let's see if we have any better luck on those. All right, so Johnson & Johnson. All right, so that's kind of caught up in between the moving average lines. So again, this is the stuff I try to, it gets really trickier, right, with the huge candlesticks like this, guys. So you can see they're just very sloppy. So we'll see if there's anything I can get on there for tomorrow. Doesn't mean they won't continue up. I just try to get, when you have bigger candlesticks, there's just a lot more risk involved. So, same thing. Microsoft, they have some room up to the 50 SMA on the daily. It's holding the 100. Let's take a look at the hourly. Yeah, and then you get, look at that nasty drop there. Intel. See, they all look very similar, guys. Cat. There's a daily gap. That's interesting. Look at that. It rejected right at that daily gap, at the base of the daily gap. Let's take a look at the hourly. This one, it's a bit overextended. I don't know if I'm going to put that one on. Maybe I'm going to put it down here for right now because I'm intrigued by that gap. But it may pull back a little bit too, so it may reject right at the base of the gap right now, right in here. But it may form a cup pattern, so maybe it'll pull, again, it could pull back down in this area, form a cup and handle before it continues up. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I might put that one on. Facebook. See again, Facebook, Microsoft, several of them seem to have those huge drops after hours. Oh, somebody said Procter and Gamble, right? Earlier, PG. Geez, a lot of these are all having these funky after hours moves down, huh? Jeez. Yeah, guys, still a lot of choppiness on these charts right here. Very choppy. You know, I hate stuff like this. It's just like, look at all this, like all of this that you got to contend with, you know? I don't mind when it's bearish, but you want to see like the good setups. Whereas, you know, again, if I'm looking at SPY, you know, it's much more difficult. Where I like clear bull flags and bear flag. Like this is like a nice bull flag or bear flag, right? So even as it's falling, I can do a nice kind of flag pattern here, right? So as it's falling, maybe you dip by it on the way back up, or you know, short it on the way down. And then you can take it down like this, right? So if you're using that 9 EMA as a guide and you shorted it down right in here, you could use a half a candlestick close or more above that 9 EMA as a stop, you know, or take your profit. So right down in here, right? So if you shorted this bear flag, you know, as it's right down in here, as it breaks angular support, falls right down in here. If you took a short or bought a put or you know, any type of bearish strategy in the market, when price comes down, you know, you could use a candle close above. If you're using that ride the 9 strategy, somewhere in here you could take cover and get out, right? Or along the way, obviously, like these areas definitely take your profit as well. But, you know, if you're just using that ride the 9 strategy, that blue line is the 9 EMA. As it's getting in this area, definitely on this candle, you would have been out, you know? But, and then on the way up, you know, bull flagging, you know, I mean, if you do something like this, kind of a flag up, get in right over in here, 314, and then you could ride it all the way, probably out in this area, you know, 328. That's a $14 move. You could just ride it up. Definitely would have been out right over in here, you know. But then you can't ignore these stuff, right? You know, I mean, this is where you could wait till you get the candlestick close below the 9, or you can take more profits a lot of times on these spinning tops, like up here, these warning candlesticks. So that's kind of like this is what I like, you know, bull flagging on the way up, and then get out as it starts to fail the 9 or the warning signs up here, and then bear flagging on the way down like this, and then out here getting out as your stop, you know, or, you know, as covering your position, or depending whatever your strategy is. I just don't like this crap. I don't like, it's just all over the place, you know. So right here, you just don't know. It's kind of like, is this going to form a new up channel? I'd like to see it clear the moving average line, see them pinch and move up, and then continue upwards. It's just, it gets, you know, I don't know if this is going to turn into a bear flag, fake out, and then just fail, right? So this one's where, again, I don't really like trading this because you don't know what it's going to do, you know? All right, let's go back to wherever I was. Let's take a look at Adobe. So yeah, this kind of stuff, it's just, I don't like this stuff. For watch list stuff wise. Now, day trading it, different story, but you know, trying to swing trade it in different strategies, unless you're doing certain spreads, you know, like when doing the watch list for you guys, I try to find stuff that's clear, that's going to have a decent clear move. Now this one may be a little interesting because now you have crossovers happening on the daily. It's holding potentially the 20 EMA. It's still kind of messy. Kind of has possible inverse head and shoulders, possible cup and handle. Let's take a look at the hourly. I still don't like what it's doing on the hourly, but It's still above the on the hourly. I might put that one on because there's really not much. That's for Cisco. So we'll take a look at the end. Gold. Let me take a look at GLD. So it's possible, right? The only problem with gold, if you miss an entry, it's like it's so much harder to get near support, and it's overextended. But like this is the volatility of these ETFs and stuff with gold. This may be shooting up, ready to go, but it's also very overextended, so it gets really tricky. You want to see it hold really the base of that gap, 151, continue up. It's very, as you guys can see, right? It's all over the place. So you have to make sure if you get an entry that it's a good entry and holds. It's trading sideways on the hourly right now, so we'll have to watch and see. It could be setting up. You know, it may be possibly doing a double bottom here. So I got to watch and see. But that's why we tell you guys too, you know, always have an entry and exit plan as well. Entry and exit. Just because you think, oh, the gold is going to go up. Well, you know, there's a lot of people that were buying right up here. Oh, gold is going up. And then it tanks right back down because they're buying at resistance levels. They're not buying near support, right? So you buy and you could be up. But if you don't have an exit strategy, you know, that's where you have to be very careful. Like that buy and hold, guys, along with investing in those types of things. When you're investing in something long term, you know, you have to think, right? Something doesn't just go up forever, right? Look at the stock market, right? There's unforeseen events and circumstances. So you'll see my last video I did about financial advisors yesterday. You know, I'll go on a rant again right now because it really pisses me off when they're like, oh, don't worry, the stock market's going to go up again. Oh, don't worry. Meanwhile, just like I heard up here, oh, don't worry, you just lost 30% of your retirement if you're in risky funds. You know, so if you're in the age bracket of, you know, 20s to 50 something level, you're in an aggressive fund. You know, if you're with, oh boy, I'm going to go on a rant. If you're with one of these 401ks with a major broker, for instance, this platform I'm using right now, I'd bet money if you call them up and you have your 401k with them and you're my age, they're going to have you put in risky funds. And guess what they're not going to do? Proactively manage your account. There are companies that have the things you pay these freaking companies a percentage, right, to manage your funds, and they proactively manage it. And that's what they get paid to do. They get paid to manage your funds and let you, oh, hey, Lucian, hey, sorry about that. You're 40-something years old, yet we're managing your account. Well, you sure as hell aren't. You let me take a 30% drop. Oh, don't worry. The stock market's going to go back up again. Well, hey, what happened back in, you know, the dot-com bubble or in 2008? Hey, people back in 2000, when they fell all the way back down here, when did they start making profit again? 2012? That took 12 years for them to break over those amounts again. They got suckered right in again, right? All the way back in, down, right up here, 2008, it falls. Don't give me that crap. There's so many people, guys, that will tell you charts don't matter. It's a bunch of horseshit because charts do matter. They absolutely matter. You could be off by a few months. It pisses me off because this is how people get burnt. 2000, dot-com bubble, falls back down. Stock market goes back up again. This peak is not able to break and hold this peak. You're on a monthly chart. That's a terrible sign. Look what it did for a few months and then boom, right back down. Double top pattern failure. Then you create a new trend all the way up here. So 2008 people took 4 years to basically profit again. So if you take that, whatever, a 30% drop, sure, you're buying and stuff back down here again and it slowly goes back up. But what if you were cash up in these levels and you waited? What if you were cash right up in here, right here? Your financial advisor, they sure as hell don't want you in cash. That doesn't work for them. But guys, if you were up here and you held cash for a period of time and said, whoa, this market's way too overextended. We're going into an election. So many things are going on. This makes me nervous, especially that shooting star. Maybe I'd be in cash up here, let the market drop so I don't take a big hit. And then maybe when it reverses, I'll go risky again. Guess what would have happened here? Your financial advisor wouldn't have liked that you were cash or in, whatever up there. I'm just saying safer, right? And guess what happened, right? Oh, here's your 30% drop. But don't worry, the stock market's going to go up again. When? You tell me when. When is the stock market going to go back up to this again? Just saying the SPY. When will SPY be back above $340? Can somebody tell me when SPY is going to be back over $340? If I call TD Ameritrade right now, they're going to tell me, don't worry. Don't worry. It's going to go back up again. When? When will it be back over $340? Can anybody tell me when that's going to happen? I sure as hell don't know when that's going to happen. But that's what they tell you. Meanwhile, when you're up here, you take a 30% drop. A lot of people are out of a job, down 30% on their retirements. And then you have these idiots on the phone that are like telling, oh, don't worry. It's just going to go back up again. And there's a lot of people that don't even work for people like TD Ameritrade and Fidelity and these companies. There are a lot of private financial advisors that don't even know that the frickin' shooting star on a monthly chart. They don't know this. They don't know what the hell that is. And meanwhile, they're managing your funds. You might have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your account. 40 something, 50 years old, good executive or whatever. You're making good money, hardworking money. Can I get an amen? Is this people... Anybody have it happen? I'll guarantee you there's someone listening right now that's not feeling very good because they took a hit right here on their retirement account. Huge. And they're being told as we speak, don't worry, it's going to go back up again. Meanwhile, they're probably getting calls and emails back and forth saying, hey, we moved your funds again. Hey, we moved your funds again. Hey, we moved your funds again. Why do you have to keep moving my funds? You should have moved them back here and kept me safe. You should have seen that this is a shooting star pattern. You should have kept me safe, not let me take a 30% drop in my retirement. That's the game, guys. That's the game. It's the game. I get no benefit. What am I getting benefit? I'm not managing your money, right? I don't get percentage of fees off telling you this stuff. But if you can learn these candlestick patterns, you could save, man. You can save your life. You can save and really protect yourself. And I warned you guys back here, for anyone who's following, I'll say it again. I'm on a rant, so I'm going to rant again. Right back over in here, I made those videos for you in December. I said, be careful. We're going into an election year, very overextended. Could the stock market keep going up and you could make some, give up some potential profits? Yes. But I said, be very careful because it's very overextended over here. I said, you know what? You could give up some profits, but guess what won't happen is this. Obviously, we can't tell you where to put your funds and where your money. We're not financial advisors. But this is a warning. And what did it do? The stock market went up, just say on the SPY, another 20 points. So you could say, oh, dang it, I lost out on that $20 move. Well, guess what? You missed out on $20 profits, but what you didn't do is you didn't lose 120, right? So you literally risked basically $120 to make 20 something dollars more. And this is what happened. This is what all the fake outs right up in here. And I wanted to see support hold. And here's a weekly chart. I mean, it kind of did right here. It's not clear. I like this stuff, right? Right in here, clear hold. It goes up, kind of a clearer hold. It was very shaky up in here, guys. And this is what happens. This is the game. This is the absolute game. And it ticks me off. Happens all the time. Right, Bernie? I am tired of all the millionaires and the billionaires. Bernie, what are you going to do to help the stock market Bernie, can you tell me how you would get the stock market from here down, way down here, back to over $340 again? Can you tell me how you would do that? Free college and Medicare for all. How would that get the stock market from way down here above 340 again? I don't know. All right. That was my rant. I had to go on a rant. All right. Let's look at Verizon. Guys, can free college and Medicare for all get the stock market to all-time highs again? Would the stock market go up or down if we gave free college and free Medicare to everybody? I'm not saying that's bad. I might love Bernie. I'm just wondering what the stock market, what it would do. Corona. Yeah. Now, this one may be interesting right here, GE. This may be setting up a possible cup and handle-ish flag pattern. I like that. This one may be setting up. Yeah, so this is what I like to see right here. GE. GE. Kind of has also possible head and shoulders, but this one may be setting up, yeah, some reason at $8 to $8.30 range. And you'll see, watch for possible breakout formation. See if price can get above 20 EMA on daily. That's for GE. So Thompson's saying something very, very interesting, guys. They blame it all on Corona. Virus basically bailed them out. Right? Very good observations. Guys, there's things, obviously, like I tell you guys at times, there's things that I can say and things I can't say. Sometimes I'll talk in code and laugh and haha and funny and stuff like that. And then in between that, there's a very important message to take and do your investigation, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. It is kind of interesting, right? I've been telling you guys for months now, a lot of stuff going on. Very interesting to pay attention to. Trump attacking the Fed a lot, right? So there's a lot of attacks with the Fed. Trump back in December was asking for negative interest rates all the way back then, when the market was at all-time highs, right? So now the Fed's dropping rates. We have all these things, all these stimuluses, all of these things, right? So many things going on. Does anybody actually know what's going on behind the scenes, right? I read an article, very interesting. I don't know how this all works, but, well, number one, simple question, guys. Who owns the Fed? I don't know. But do some research, right? Is it a federal organization or is it a private organization? Something to be aware of. If it's federal, okay. If it's private, and now you get all this, printing of money and those things. I read an article a couple of days ago saying that Trump, something to do with the Fed and the Treasury, and now Trump is now supposedly, whatever they want to say it, the head of the Fed and in control of things. I don't know how that works, but that's some weird stuff, right? What's going on, guys? Is he pulling a move? Is there something going on? I don't know. I don't know how it works, but could you bankrupt the Fed? Could he start stimulating everything, bankrupt the Fed, leave them the bill, helps him out in some way? Can he do something like that? You get what I'm saying? Could he just start racking up all the stimulus stuff, bail us kind of out of it, and then leave the tab with the bill? Whoever owns the Fed, would they be left with the bill on that? And say, hey, sorry, we're bankrupt, bail us out? I don't know. Those are questions and things to actually think about. It's not just everything we see every day. There's a lot of stuff going on. So think about that stuff, guys, right? I'm no expert in that stuff, but it's just kind of interesting. You print all this money. Who's in control over all that printing, right? You heard about the Treasury possibly absorbing the Fed. What would that mean, guys? Does that mean, what if we were no longer under the control of the Fed? Would things like income tax go away? Would we still have income tax? How does that work? Could you take the gloves off of capping of the market? Would we not have these 7 to 10 year recessions and wars and those things? Very important things to look at and ask, right? I don't know what's going on, but I'm reading headlines just like many of you guys are, right? These are very, very important things, and hence why you guys see, be careful of the headlines, what you read, what you see. Go back to my videos that I made in December and the hints and the things I was telling you guys. Elections, banks telling you to do one thing when something else right? JP Morgan, in the course of a 2-week span at the end of at the end of November into December, they were nervous about stocks. At the end of November in 2020, they said buy gold, and they were nervous about stocks. Then 2 weeks later, they said, in 2020, we recommend shorting gold and buying stocks. Well, you guys tell me right now. We're in frickin' the end of March, and we're at the end of March. What do you guys think? Let's pull up the SPY. Should you be buying stocks or gold right now? It's at the end of March. When should I buy stocks? Down here? Should I bought stocks up here? I mean, I don't know. Like these patterns, I don't know. We got to watch and see. But you guys see the problems. There's a lot going on. Very, very important to ask yourself these questions. That's why we don't go off hyper speculation. I take that news, I process it all through. I take the stuff that may be true or not true, what they say, what they don't say, the rumors, the conspiracies, you put it all together. And then you know what I do? I look at stock charts. All right. And right now the stock charts can go either way. It could, who the heck knows? You know what I mean? There's so much craziness going on. But again, also think common sense, guys. An election year, crazy thing happening, right? What happened the last time this happened? 2008? Was that during an election year? I think it was. 2008, 2009? I mean, that was an election year. I mean, I hope things aren't political, but you never know. I don't know. All I know is just it's very weird. Very weird going into January of this year. Very weird. Everything's fantastic. And then this right now, it's very odd. Weird stuff. All right. Let me finish the watch list. Let's see if there's anything else to look at. This is why I try to teach you guys, right? Learn the charts, learn the patterns. Who's in control of your 401k? Who is telling you this? If I call TD Ameritrade right now and they tell me, hey, you're 41 years old back in January, hey, don't worry, be risky. Who owns TD Ameritrade? Do they have my best interest at heart? Why would they let me take a 30% drop? Oh, shoot. I didn't say TD Ameritrade would let me take a drop, but I'm saying a company like them. Why would they let me take a drop? Think, guys. Very, very important. What am I doing here? I'm all distracted. All my rants got me all fired up. I just want you to know, guys, we really try to help you guys. We hope you're listening. Sometimes nowadays you just can't. There's only so many things you can say or do, and you just got to be very careful. But this is very, very important stuff, and people's livelihoods are on the line. And you got to ask who's got your best interests at heart, And that's why I say to you guys, whoever's managing your 401k and your finances, ask them if they can read this chart. Ask them to break it down for you. If they don't know, and if they tell you some stupid thing like, oh, this is hocus pocus or that's gambling, that stuff means nothing, then you better find a new advisor very quickly. And it may be too late for some of you guys right now, which sucks. That's what really, really sucks. But this stuff all means something. It all means something. And you just layer this right onto top of the SPY, which basically tracks the market. This is your 401k, except for the mutual funds have a different looking, weirder looking chart. But it's the same thing. It's the SPY, it's, like your typical fund that runs with the market. This stuff all means something. It's all very, very important. Is this helping you guys? I hope it is. Yeah, I'm sure there will be pullbacks. Guys, we want to see pricing to get above. Need it above here and continue up. It's just hard to just think the market's just going to automatically go up when Trump tells us last night. It may. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the heck he's got up his sleeve, but, he's saying it's going to extend to April 30th. Well, now you have a whole other month with people out of work and businesses shutting down. It's hard to believe that the market's just going to just skyrocket and go up for that. Unless he's going to print the way out of it. Is he going to bankrupt the Fed? What's he going to do? Maybe if he does something crazy, right? Head of the Treasury, he's doing crazy stuff. Like I said, I don't know how it works, but if he could just do crazy stuff and he keeps talking about this big bounce, right? This huge bounce, we can ask him. President Trump, are you planning on bankrupting the Fed and printing your way out of here? You plan on printing your way out of this, bankrupting the Fed, leaving them the bill and saying, hey, sorry, the U.S. is bankrupt? Can that be done, Mr. President? He doesn't want to answer. I don't know. It'd be very interesting. I don't know how it works, but that would be pretty fascinating if that could happen. That'd be pretty crazy if that happened. All right, Cat, let's see. 118.85. Watch if price can go up and fill daily gap around 118.85. All right, that's Cat. Cisco, do I want to put Cisco on? Potentially. Again, I still don't love a lot of these, but three looks better than two, so we'll put a third on. Guys, again, I'm not really loving any of these, but let's see if we can break out of that $41. Kind of an inverse head and shoulders-ish. Possible cup pattern on daily. Watch if price can break out above $41. All right, so I'm going to leave those up. Let me make sure those are all right. Trade Room peeps, stay on for another moment. I'll end the YouTube stream. YouTube people, if you're not a member yet, we have our links below. We'd love to have you. We do lots of teaching and all this stuff in our community. Lots of content. As you guys can see, we're always trying to give back and help you guys. So pay close attention, guys. Again, we just read between the lines on lots of things. So hopefully this stuff helps you. Listen to this stuff. Follow it. Look at those videos I did back. Let me see if I can show you guys where those are. Let me do this. Let me see if I can show you some very important videos to watch. All right, bullish bears. So if you go to our YouTube channel, hey, look it, there I am. Hey, it's Hillary Clinton. Hello, Madam Secretary. Yeah, look at that. Playlist. All right, so if you go to playlist, and so this coronavirus is a good playlist. Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears. I think this is oh, these were my silly videos I did. Where was the one? 2020, I think, was the playlist. See all this content, guys? So much content. I can't even see where the heck all it is. Where the heck is it? There was one for I thought there was one for 2020. Futures broke the Fed. Dang it. Where the heck is it? That's interesting. Is it SPX?
Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Want to make this video.
Where the heck is that playlist? Angel. That's funny. Yeah, look, actually it looks like something like The Purge. Right? I dropped Hillary down the stairs. She fell down the stairs. Dang it, guys. I don't know where it is. I don't know where the playlist is that I did all. I had it all, and I can't even find it now. Important information.
Hey, friends.
I thought there was one. Oh, is there? Yeah, okay. So under important information, here's a couple of them right here. Fire your financial advisor if they can't read stock charts. What do the stock charts look like for 2020? There was another one about the banks, but I can't find it now. Oh, I got an easy way to show you guys right here. Just watch this coronavirus video right here. The reason why is it's got the videos.
Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Wanted to make this video
down here. So if you look at this, will the coronavirus crash the stock market in 2020? If you click on show more, here's the videos I want. I got to make sure I update the playlist. These are the ones I did back in December. Watch these videos, guys. There's a few hours. It's going to take a while. There's a lot. I give a lot of information in there. If you guys read between the lines on a lot of the things I'm saying, I was hinting about a lot of this stuff. Did I know a coronavirus was going to hit? No. Did the stock charts warn us of something like that? Yes. So, all right, guys, you have a wonderful rest of your day on YouTube, and I'll see you guys later. Enjoy.